Wow. Good evening, everyone. This is your host, Jess, and well, I haven't seen y'all for a year. But I know every New Year you're supposed to do a New Year's resolution, and that got me thinking for a little bit. What exactly is a New Year's resolution? Is it just something you write down, something you just think of? And to me, it's more or less just a goal. That's what it comes down to. It's a goal that you want to work on throughout the year that ends up being given up in very, very short amount of time. And that's unfortunate, especially with the way we characterize goals, is that there's something that we think of that we want to do, and once the work gets put in, we forget them. And I'm guilty of this. I've done that all the time, where I set a goal and then I just don't fulfill it after a certain amount of time. And so that brings me to why I'm even doing a New Year's kind of video like that. But yeah, why am I even talking about this? The point being is I do struggle when setting goals, because when I set a goal and I don't feel like I achieve it, I suddenly feel like I'm tumbling, you're just falling, and as you try to pivot, you try to grab onto something. Say you're in like a pit, like a bottomless pit, and say there's like a wall and there's a rock. You try to grab onto that rock, but you end up pulling the rock out and you start to stumble back further, descending further into this heap of darkness. But then you try to pivot your foot against the wall, but you end up just making more rock dirt fall, and you just are tumbling. You bounce off the wall, bonk, and you hit the top of your head, and you feel unconscious, and you just don't know what's going on. Your world is spinning around you rapidly. You're just so confused. You don't know what's going on, but suddenly there's more piles of dirt just going rapidly, tumbling, until it all lands on you at the bottom, where you don't feel like you can get out, and it just takes forever to get out of that pile. That is goal setting for me. Because when I feel like I can't achieve things, I feel like I can't do anything. And that comes back to, well, side projects like this. When I try to work on something, I just can't achieve it if I don't feel like I'm meeting a goal. And then it just becomes just a pile. And I just don't touch it. It becomes more or less, I don't feel like I can do this. I don't feel like I can succeed at this. And so New Year's resolution is essentially something very simple, but I think this is finally a great way to recharacterize that issue I have. And it's simple. I have a composition notebook, and I just write down what I did that day. And to me, I finally feel like I'm somewhat successful. Seeing what I've done in a day, even if it's just mundane tasks, it's nice to know that they're completed. And even say I'm working on something bigger, even if I haven't completed it, I've worked on part of it, and that part's done, or close to being done, or set up another part, and that brings me satisfaction. So the point of this video is understanding that small victories are just as important as the big ones. And I finally started to realize that it doesn't have to be big pizzazz firework display, but small victories are very important, and it's finally putting me in the right mental state to finally get things done. And with that being said, have a happy 2024, y'all. I'm gonna get my shit kicked in. But, that's just how the year be.